A final to an arc that delivered on the excitement, callbacks, drama, emotional impact, and a fight that smashed my expectations. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton. Today we're talking all things episode 12 of the Cardfight Vanguard Divinez Deluxe Finals. Erika versus Akina. Brother versus sister. Once more, a good old classic fight that wasn't deciding the fate of the world or anything involving death. Yet, we laughed, we gasped, we cried, and we cheered. Let's go! So, starting off, I loved how we returned to the whole Erika timeline situation. I loved how we learned that her father helped endlessly to work, to comfort Hikari, and to search for Akina as well, once Akina, got killed off, showcasing that he is a kind, caring, and supportive father. But hearing Erika confess how she didn't even consider how her dad might feel after she left, leaving him all alone, because after Erika went back in time, her father would have then lost both his children. Erika, when searching for her brother, was young, reckless, and desperate, so her not thinking about the impact her actions would have on other people is clearly understandable. But then hearing her thinking about how sad and lonely she gets when she thinks of the possibility that her father could still be out there mourning the loss of both children did get me genuinely emotional. So her resolve to fight and live her best life in this timeline so that she can shine bright enough to reach him was so sweet and heartwarming. Now obviously we don't know what happens to the future, Mr. Miodo, but seeing Akina's father there smiling after Erika's speech was so nice. I seriously wasn't expecting to see such a deep level of emotion within this final match. That smile from Akina's father though does basically tell you that, look, I've just been told that this ain't my daughter, but at the same time, no matter who that father is of that daughter, I know he will be proud of her. And you just gotta feel it. On a side note though, Mr. Miodo seeing his instant reaction to Hikari / Erika was just genuine. This guy knows his kids, but he was a little bit forward / not wanting to argue with little Hikari when she corrected him about it being, my daughter. Now then, this fight was teased in the opening and this tournament has been lacking in tension / drama. So seeing this finals continue to be a chilled and playful sort of atmosphere was rather nice. Now, this whole vibe and atmosphere here separates itself from their last match. During the fated clash, each character battled each other with the aim of stopping the other. It was a bit hostile and tensions were high. Words were said. Yet, here in this episode, these two characters were card fighting to see who was stronger. Yes, we had banter, but it was classic sibling banter with playfulness and no voices raised. No harsh name calling. And you had this relaxed feeling, yet neither fighter wanted to give an inch or back down. Both respected each other to the point where they were going to give everything they had in order to win. This card fight was intense, and I found myself lost in knowing who was going to win, as we had so many close calls. Seeing the Blitz order come into play was great as it called back to their first fight, and each fighter got to showcase a level of growth. Erika with her taking more risk and showing that she can hang with the best of the best and create her own miracles. Akina with his surprising OG Raziel ride at the end to gain more turn value, something that I never thought of doing, was just surprisingly awesome. And another surprising thing is, we saw 2 over triggers, which are things that are very rare to see within the anime. Akina used his for defense, while Erika used hers to save herself. That moment had me jumping out of my seat. Now again, I wasn't very hyped for this final. I thought it was lacking. But heck, even before this match started, Kagetsu and Michiru were saying how they want to card fight after the tournament, and I was more excited to see that match. So I'm really, really glad that this fight ended up making me eat my words and, again, smash my expectations, so I enjoyed this very much. There were a lot of smaller details too that made me love this fight. For example, Raziel embracing Leo at the end is something Akina would do to his sister after winning, showing how proud and happy he is of her. But yes, when the dust settles, we now have Akina as our victor. But one thing that really bugs me about this whole situation, this whole I need to win Deluxe to help me go pro, now mentions that it's only just a start, but winning this competition will help him step closer to the pro circuit. But this to me makes zero sense. Now became a pro for winning a little league tournament that even Morikawa can win. But Akina has to win Deluxe, beating previous winners and multiple higher ranking pros. And he only now has a small chance to go pro? Make that make sense. That is some BS right there. Like, Akina winning Deluxe against all of these strong opponents should put him as a higher pro than now anyway. So what happens if now won? Her reputation just goes up? But she keeps her license? Heck, if she lost, she should have lost her license. You know, it's just that little kind of detail, this whole, I want to win this tournament so I can go pro. And they don't actually become pro. Like, kind of silly. But just when you thought the episode was over, we got a tease for the other season that's coming. That's right, Divinez is getting another season. And I'm happy about it. But I'm also a little bit annoyed. The paralytic clash will begin. The mention of the Mythics cards was cool. And it means that we're going to get more Kagetsu. And hopefully that means more of the red and black head character that we got introduced to recently. Now, the setting of the background does look very similar to the throne room that Raziel is always in when he meets Akina in the kind of like spiritual, Krayish kind of world. But this is just more darker and more gloomier, so I do wonder if we're going to have a connection to that. Kind of similar to like how we have, you know, the blaster blade being the light and the blaster dark being the dark. Kind of symbolism. Who is this character, or should I say unit, as it looks like we're going to have some time to speculate. So let's get those brains pumping and make some more videos for the future. One thing I do want to mention though, going back to the whole new season incoming and this character, could this be the character that Kagetsu hears in his head when we first started the Deluxe Divinez season? Remember, there was a situation where he was talking, he was standing on the bridge and some voice in his head went off. Because he's got a lot of connection to the Mythics. And this does make me now believe that now has a Mythics card as well, which is a card that Kagetsu gave to Now. Anyway, I'll be making more videos on this moving forward. Let me know your thoughts on this episode and everything that I've said down below. Have a good stay. Have a good day. Alligator, madane, goodbye.